Yeah, I watched a little of my Knickerbockers get beaten. Not much of them, though. Good game. Melo and Kobe both had good games. Gasol coming back looked pretty sharp.
Nash, you definitely see a difference with the Lakers on offense
When they're healthy.
with Nash on that team. You still see a little laziness on defense. I don't think Dwight Howard's 100% healthy yet. He has moments where he shows a lot of effort and other moments where he just isn't all there completely. And I don't know if it's his back acting up or what it might be, but I think you can tell Dwight's still not 100%. But now the Lakers have won 5 in a row. The Knicks have lost two out of their last 3 in this. Well, I've never written down exactly what they've been. Yeah, they're 2-3 in their last week. I wouldn't hit no panic button if I'm a Knicks fan. The threes didn't fall for him yesterday. J.R. Smith off the bench, though. You watch him and you're like, that guy could be starting for about half the teams in the league at 2 guard. No question about it. I watched that game yesterday, and to me, I sat there and said to myself, if things fall correctly, you could see this in the finals. Now, the Lakers, to me, have a lot more. Like, the Lakers, to me, are a lot farther from being a NBA Finals caliber team than the Knicks are, in my opinion. Like, the Knicks, to me, just little things here and there, and that's really just a matter of, making critiques, like being anal about trying to fix a team. The Knicks, to me, play really good basketball. We've had this conversation before.
A little lazy on D yesterday.
But that's what I mean. Like, you could sit there and critique them in their losses, but when it comes down to it, when you look at them as a whole over the season so far, there's no question that they're arguably top 3 or 4 teams in the league right now. Maybe top 5 if, we had Mike here. It'd be interesting to hear his opinion. But either which way, you could critique the Knicks and
Mike
pick
would
at
critique
them.
them. Critique them.
Yeah, you could pick at them if you want. Where the Lakers, their issues are blatantly noticeable. So I think the Lakers have farther to go to be considered NBA Finals team. Where the Knicks, to me, there are games where you're just like, you are an NBA Finals ready team, and then there's other games where you're like, you did this a little bit better, or this a little bit better. You are. But when I watched this game yesterday, to me, I really sat there and I'm like, I could see a 7-game series between these two teams, and I could see it being a hell of a series to watch. And to me, that's one of my favorite parts about Christmas Day. They tend to keep it East versus West Coast, and I'm thinking football. Eastern Conference, Western Conference, and you get to see those conference battles. The Heat OKC game, Miami jumped out to a 12-point lead in the first 3 minutes of the game, 4 minutes of the game.
They were up 13-2 to start the game.
And then you turn around, you put it on in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. And OKC misses threes by Durant and Westbrook, which would have tied the game with all of 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
This is where now we're at that time where you're going to start seeing separation. You're going to start seeing teams pull away and the lower level teams start falling back.
5 straight wins now for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think they're figuring things out.
Nash is back 2 in a row. You can see a difference with them. Their win streak started with right before Gasol came back. Then Gasol, like we said, they got healthy. Gasol comes back before the weekend hits. Nash gets back.
Nash comes back. He makes everybody happy because now Gasol, the biggest worry was Gasol getting aggravated because he won't get the ball enough with Dwight Howard there and everything else. But that's what Nash does. He comes in, he says, listen, I'm gonna spread this love around to everybody.
And he's smart about it. He would get a pick from Howard. Howard rolled off. He hit Howard for a dunk. Well, the next play, he gets a pick from Howard. Howard rolls off. Well, they play the roll-off. What'd that do? Leave Paul Gasol wide open on the elbow of the free throw line, and he bangs a jumper.
Yeah.
And that's it, like you're saying. That's what Nash does. His intelligence is the difference maker. Where he sits there and he's like, oh, we got to make sure everybody's happy. So, all right, let's do this. And you know what? Well, we did that this time. Now we're going to do this time. And now we're going to do this next time. And so on and so forth. Great player. Great point guard. Really is.
Melo, over 30 points with a tough defender on him. He had Meta World Peace on him all day long. Man.
And Meta in that second quarter, he looked like Ron Artest of like 2004. He looked like the guy that people said, man, he could be one of the best players in the league before, the brawl at Auburn Hills. Before that happened, a lot of people considered him one of the best players in the league.
Well, especially defensively.
Oh, yeah.
He's always been a good defender.
Yeah. Only one defensive player of the year award to his name, but he's always been, one of those guys you considered at all NBA defensive team and, that kind of player.
So what do you think about your Bulls, by the way? They played yesterday as well. Did you watch any of your Bulls, by the way?
I did. It was heartbreaking. You know what? I wrote down some notes to talk about my Bulls. And it to me, if you want a breakdown of why they're where they're at, only 4.5 games back of the number 1 seed in the East.
No, they're not playing bad basketball. And they're not a bad basketball team. I know you always knock Boozer, but Boozer's a good player. Noah's good. I still don't like Noah's offensive game, although he's evolved it a little bit and he's shot a little better. He's more of a defensive and a rebounder in my head. He's more of a,
He should never be the focal point of an
exactly.
offense. No question about it.
They've lost some players which you didn't like. You didn't like them losing Brewer. You didn't like them losing Watson. You didn't like them losing a couple other guys.
Omar Zeke, man.
Zeke.
You saw the numbers he put up last night against them?
No, I didn't.
He went at them. Like, let's say I'm mad at you because you didn't re-sign me at them. Like, baller for a big, tall, white Russian man. Baller. I never thought Omar Zeke was a, for the big men for the big men that Chicago had, he couldn't be a starter. Just couldn't. He wasn't better than Noah. He's not better than Boozer. He wasn't better than Taj Gibson. But man, did he show people why he thinks he's a starter. I got his box score. 35 minutes, shoots 9 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Now, free throws, like Chicago actually started to hack him, the hack-a-shack, all that crap. Started to hack him. They did it one play, and then never went back to it. Like, they had this game plan that they were going to hack him and put him on the free throw line. They foul him once, and then they never went back to it. I was so confused with that one. They got the game. They were down 35. They got the game within 17 points. They foul him. They're not in the bonus yet, and then they never go foul him again. I'm like, if you're going to do it, do it. Don't just randomly waste a foul and then never go back to it. But anyway, 35 minutes, 9 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 20 points. Not a bad day.
No, not bad.
For a guy that was a bench player a year ago, not a bad day.
No, the last guy to have those numbers? For Houston, let me say that. For Houston.
Hakeem the Dream?
No.
Then no, I don't know.
Yao Ming, 2005.
You know what? Yao Ming always slips my mind because his career was so sporadic and random. Had a potential to be such a great, great player. But when it comes down to the Bulls, I look at it like this. Their issues simply lie in the fact that if they cannot score offensively, teams get out and run on them, and their transition defense is not that good. You get them in a half-court defense, they're arguably the best in the league. But you get them in transition, they are not that good. And offensively, if they cannot get shots to fall, they struggle to win. They're a team that they don't mind beating you 77-75. They don't. The problem is they need the baskets to fall and score 77 points. They legitimately struggle scoring 80 points a game.
Yeah.
Unless they have one or two guys that are shooting hot, high percentage, shots are falling, they just struggle to put up points. And that's where Rose is their difference maker.
He's their points.
Late in the shot clock, your set play didn't get you anything, give Rose the ball, let him go one-on-one. And it works for them, and that's fine. Now, is that NBA Finals works for them? No. But the hit they took this past offseason and losing a lot of bench players, it's going to hurt. It just is. I mean, two or three of the guys they lost off their bench are starters right now. So that tells you what kind of depth they had on their bench. Taj Gibson,
You got a little Nate Washington right now, though.
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. I meant.
Nate Robinson is playing very, very good basketball. He dropped 21 points in 20 minutes last night for Chicago.